How do you meet all the Arsenal players? How have you met the whole Man City squad, whole Tottenham squad, Mourinho, Pep? Hi guys, Gunner Girl. Welcome to my first ever Q&A. Let's get straight into the questions. Oh my gosh, this is such a good one to start with. What inspired you to become the Gunner Girl? If I'm being honest, a shout out to my cousin, because he was a big part of propelling me to become the Gunner Girl. The name the Gunner Girl, honestly, I was really back and forth with what name to go with. Mum and sister came up with it, Gunner Girl, and I was like, ooh, I like that. Like GG, yeah, like that's me. And that's the history of the Gunner Girl. Like that's what I am now, how I am, who I am now. As a girl, it's really hard to talk about football online because I get a lot of like mean comments sometimes, or I get a lot of comments just about my appearance and people not actually listening to what I'm saying, just, you know. So I was a bit nervous to become the Gunner Girl, but I've had so much support, and yeah, I don't know, like I just ignore the haters and ignore people who are rude about me or my team. What made you support Arsenal? This question is really funny because my mum, dad and brother support United, and my sister and I support Arsenal, and we've supported Arsenal for as long as I can remember, to be fair. But the actual story of why I support Arsenal, I think I'm going to save it for another video because honestly, it is quite hilarious. Other than Arsenal players and ex-players, who's your favourite Premier League football player of all time? My favourite Premier League football player of all time is always going to be Thierry Henry. He is actually the GOAT, as we all know. Arsenal fan or not, everyone can agree on that. Weirdly enough, one of my favourite football players growing up was Gareth Bale. I know he played for Tottenham, but it wasn't when he was in Tottenham that I was a massive fan. It was when he was in Real Madrid. And obviously I was really young at the time, and I just thought he was amazing. Gareth Bale, Luka Modric and Sergio Ramos. That Real Madrid era, I was obsessed with all three of them. I thought they were fantastic. So those three players have a special place in my heart. Who's your favourite Arsenal player? I feel like if you know Gunner Girl, if you know me, then you should know my favourite player. Benjamin White. What a player, what a guy, what a person. I've been lucky enough to meet him quite a lot of times actually. Every time I've met him, he's been as nice as ever. What's so funny, I've met literally so many famous people before, like Harry Styles, Central C, Post Malone, you name it. I've met so many, and I never get like so gassed. I was so gassed. I think I lost 1,000 aura points when I met Ben White, the first time I met Ben White, because I was like cheesing. I couldn't even hide it. I was like, oh my god, I was like, you're the best ever. Like, oh my god. That brings me on really nicely to the next question. It says, who do you like more between Saka and Ben White? That question is not getting answered. I mean, I've obviously said my favourite player is Ben White. Take that as you wish, but honestly, I don't compare them. Like, I love both of them. They're both fantastic players. Next question is, do you play football? I don't actually play football. I just love watching football. I played it a bit when I was younger, but I play netball, so I am a sports girl, and I'm actually a netball coach, if you didn't know. If you want to check out my netball page, this is it. I love watching football, but I love playing netball. Because I'm a coach, I look at games tactically, so when I watch football, I love looking at the different tactics. Looking at all the different teams and how they set up has been fantastic. I'm starting to understand football more. Maybe I'll be a football manager in the future. Do you go to every match? And if you do you always sit in the box? So I go to as many matches as I can, as many home matches as I can. I think last season, home games, I missed maybe like 2 or 3, so not too many. I don't always sit in the box. I sometimes sit in the box, I sometimes don't. I sit in general, I sometimes sit in club level. I sit wherever I can get a ticket, essentially, because just like everyone else, I find it really hard to get tickets sometimes. I have used the tickets exchanged a lot of times, so I struggle to get tickets, guys. It's really hard. The vibe in the box versus the vibe in club and general is very different. If you could take a player from Arsenal's past for the current team, who would it be? Definitely would be Thierry Henry. Imagine getting him up front with Saka assisting him, Odegaard assisting him. Oh my gosh, he would be the perfect finishing product for that team. Who do you think Arsenal's best player is at the moment? I think our best player at the moment, I don't know. Either Saliba, Odegaard or Saka. I think between those three, shout for Rice. How many Arsenal shirts do you own? This is a lovely question. I think I own about 10 Arsenal shirts, so not actually too many. I've been buying literally every single new one these past few seasons just because I've been attending more games and stuff like that. A good follow-up question is, what is your favorite Arsenal jersey of all time? My favorite Arsenal jersey of all time has to be this blue 02 one. I think this kit is beautiful. One thing I can proudly say about us is we don't miss with the kits. Arsenal kits have always been the best, the most fashionable, the most trendy. Don't even get me started. We are the goats of kits. I got so many questions about my necklace, asking me where I got all my different necklaces. I have like 3 pieces and they're all so lovely, and I'll try and link them below. How many away games are you going to try and go to this season? I'm going to try and go to quite a few this season. Let me know which one the best atmospheres are to go for. But I know the away fans are ridiculous. I always hear them on the TV and I sing along at home. I get such FOMO that I'm not at the stadium whenever we have away games. What does a successful season look like to you realistically? To me, we have to win at least the Premier League or the Champions League for it to be a successful season. I know that's such a big target, but honestly, we've come so close in the last 2 years with the Premier League. If we fall short of the Premier League again, I will be really distraught. I think Champions League, okay, we have to at least make the semi. In terms of FA Cup and Carabao Cup, I think we should be competing in both. If we can, obviously try and win both. This is a really interesting one. Do you think Smith Rowe would have been better than Saka if not for injuries? That is crazy. I mean, I personally don't think so. I think they offered 2 different things, but I honestly think Saka is a different level to most players. I think he's world class and I think he has heights and ceilings that not everyone can reach. So I don't believe that. Do you think David Villa can win another Golden Glove? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell to the yeah. He's actually gonna do it. Like, after the first 2 performances I've already seen, I'm sold. I'm so happy for him, because last season a lot of people were saying that he was only getting the Golden Glove because of our defense. But no, like, he is a good goalkeeper. I think this is the question most of you really want to know the answer to. How do I always meet the players? I used to live in Brighton, right next to my house. All the players used to stay in that hotel. Like, when I would go on walks and stuff, I would see them because they'll go on walks as well. So that's how I've met a lot of the different squads, and that's how I've met Pep Guardiola, for example. How I've met Arsenal players in the stadium, when I've just been in the box and I've met them, they've walked past. So yeah, that's how I've met Arsenal players, and that's how I've met like Pep Guardiola and Tottenham players and Jose Mourinho, and you name it. Most of them, I've met a lot of people. Rate your top 5 Arsenal songs. I'm gonna have to write this down, guys. Like, this is getting serious. Okay, I've made up my mind, guys. Oh, this is everything to me. So number 5 for me is El Neni's chant. I've chosen it as number 5 because he's left the club now, but honestly, what a chant. Get it all out, work it out. You know you twist so good. Then number 4 is Zinchenko, go. You're indestructible. Always believe it. Number 3. He knows exactly what we need. 2. Scores again. Number 1 has to be this. Bukayo. We are gonna win the league. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Gonna go. Bukayo.